Oh my gosh, it's so slow today. But boom.
This is Kat Connor, and you're watching the Break It Down show.
Hell yeah. I love to hang out with you, Kat. You're a lot of fun, and we have a good time. But it's also, we met through Mark Valley, and I have
Yep.
talked to you. This is not a knock on Mark at all. I've talked to you more in the last, several years than I do Mark, because we all get busy, and it's really been one of my favorite introductions that I've made through the show.
Yep. He is busy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
always doing something.
He's always well, and turns out you're always doing something. So
I
everybody
am.
watching, Kat is already completed one long series about FBI folks doing FBI things. That's called the Byte series. You guys can check that out. But then also, Kat has a new series, if I can call it new, and it's
Yeah.
got a new character, Veronica Tracey. So tell us really quick about that series. And I was gobsmacked to find out that you're almost on book 8. Holy cow!
Yeah. Well,
Double
it's
booking.
written. It's done. Um, Veronica Tracey Spy PI series is set here, so it's sometimes they travel, but mostly it's set in New Zealand, and in fact, it's set in my hometown, which is great fun for me.
Yeah.
It's about a spy. But she worked for the New Zealand Intelligence Service, but she's retired, and now she's a private investigator. Except she's not completely retired, and she works for a clandestine organization.
All right.
So
So
that's
when you're not, yeah, I like it. You're not completely retired, right? But you're still in that line of work. Like, okay,
yeah,
so like I'm not completely retired. And if I was working, I wouldn't necessarily say it out loud, or whatever I'd say would be shrouded. But I'm not a spy anymore until someone hires me.
and so yeah,
Right, right. I was having a talk yesterday, and I was like, if I went to a convention, you'd be standing next to a counterintelligence agent, whatever company you were, whoever you talked to. And do I tell you that? Do I not tell you that? Does that mean I'm spying? Does that mean they're not being spied? Like, it's a weird world. And when I say this, I guarantee you a good number of people that watch, Pete's not a spy, right? And they won't believe it, even though it's true.
yeah, yep.
It's a funny
Well, that's
thing.
the joy of it, isn't it? You can hide in plain sight because people just don't believe it.
Right, right. You can't say that, but I just did.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And I got to say
yeah.
that is quite fun when I'm writing because Ronnie's not a spy,
Uh-huh. Right.
but her
Yeah.
husband, because she got married recently, her husband was CIA.
Yep.
So how not a spy are you, really? But
And you can work
it's
in the
fun.
CIA and not be a spy. I mean, maybe
That's
because
right.
you work in a spy agency, you're a spy, but you like, I
Not
just
always.
I just cut the checks,
Yeah,
it's gonna
exactly.
be
Ben,
yeah.
however, is. But it's fun. It's fun for me to play with something like that set here in New Zealand
Mhm.
because people don't expect it, for one thing.
Right.
And I don't know why not. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, we're perfectly positioned. So I get
The
to I get
world
to look at stuff and then turn it into the worst case scenario, and that's really where the fun is.
that's when you shine. You're like, and
That
let
is
me
that
make
is
this
where the
world.
fun. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Without even trying, and just for everybody watching, I really am not a spy at all anymore. I used to be, but it doesn't mean that my skills aren't still useful. And so, without trying to really build that business, and I don't make a lot of money doing this, but the adventures that I get to go on are pretty substantial. Hey, Pete, we think you might be able to help us. Can you fly out to wherever? I'm like, as long as you put me in business class or better, sure. And next thing you know, I'm on a plane and I'm sitting in rooms. I mean, this is a real thing. Like, this is, straight from the pages of real life. That's what you're drawing.
Yeah, great fun. It's great fun. I don't know. Like Dad said to me yesterday, what's next? Because 2 books are coming out this year. Because last year I wrote 2. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
I? 2 novels? Yeah,
Right.
do it. Just about did
Yeah.
my head in, but I've done it. And I said, well, the next one. And he just kind of looked at me. And I went,
Mm,
I'm not stopping. It's escapism for me while I'm writing them, as well as for people while I'm reading them. But I ain't stopping anytime soon. I'm having too much
right.
fun.
Yeah. So the business side. is we were just talking about how Amazon's a terrible business partner, right? Like they are
Shocking.
they
Yeah,
are an indifferent portal to a lot of people. And if you don't abide by their rules, if they make a mistake, it's all on you.
that's right. And down here, dealing with them, oh boy, because there's no Amazon New Zealand, the nearest is Australia, which is fine, except if you've got a problem, I can tell you right now, the people who answer the phone are not in Australia.
Right.
I don't know where they are,
Yeah.
but they don't seem to know that we're not part of Australia, and that gets frustrating.
Yeah. There's a level
But
of responsibility that's required to do this kind of business with people like authors or musicians or people who make baby seats.
yeah,
And I don't think that these modern companies understand that. Like, I am my livelihood is tied to your machine. Your machine
yeah.
needs to work. Your machine needs to not make mistakes that hurt me. Otherwise, you got to break off a check and compensate me, just like you'd have to do in the real world. And I don't know why these
But they
things
won't.
happen, but they won't
No,
ever, right?
they
Yeah,
won't. No,
yeah,
they're a law unto
yeah.
themselves. Yeah. But just recently, I'm going to knock on wood because I just ordered proofs for the next book that's coming out this year. And for the first time ever, it went through without a hitch. Normally, I
Wow.
get a can't ship to your location, and I'm like, what? What?
Right.
They've told me it's dangerous goods. They've told me it's alcohol. They've told me all sorts of bullshit over the years. This time, it just went through, and I was like, I was staring at the screen as it's saying,
Something's wrong. Yeah.
and I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
This is the other thing is there are so many robots involved. You kill people all the time in your books. And so, yeah, if you were to scan it, it might be afraid. Oh no, danger. Cat's
Yeah,
crazy.
it
And then
might
you get
be. It
flagged.
might be.
Crazy cat.
I'm sure that's coming. I'm sure we will get to the point where
Yeah.
content will be monitored like that. And I'm sure in
Yeah.
some places it is. I'm not
For sure on
entirely aware.
YouTube, if when I publish my shows, there's a robot that checks it and decides on the quality and nature of it. For sure.
Yep.
And if you have words
Yep.
like murder, etc., they bump you out and they say, "No, no, there's no secret words." Okay, here's those secret words, and they give you a couple of words, but they have no robots don't
Mm,
have the ability to do context. If you and I are talking about how to murder somebody, it's not because we're
yep.
trying to make someone die, but all these words, murder, die, gang, rape, all those words, it freaks out when those show up, and that's like those are
Yep.
words in life.
Same with Facebook.
Yeah.
I've got to be really careful when I'm posting about content of a book that I don't use those words. And when I'm talking about what happens in a book, and someone will go, "How many people die?" And I'll go, we can't actually talk about that because Facebook doesn't like it. It thinks I'm running around killing people. I'm not. Well, I could, but I'm
I'm
not.
not killing anyone. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Does Go
censorship.
ahead.
No, it's just censorship gone mad, done by
Right.
robots that don't understand.
And then no one's standing next to the robot to go, "Oh, you're a good cat. We know you. We know you.
Yeah,
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 you write about crime. Totally
yeah.
fine."
Carry on.
You know?
Yeah, perfect.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't exist either. Is that worse than what we had before? When
Yeah.
the barriers to entry were impossible, like you had to have an agent, you couldn't get a meeting, you had to send in. I mean, can you imagine sending in a manuscript in a gigantic yellow envelope blind
I've done
into
that in my
yeah.
in yeah, because years ago when I started out, that's what you had to do. And let me tell you, to send a manuscript from New Zealand
Mhm.
to an agent in New York or London, you're looking at
Mhm.
back then it was $80. $80 to
Wow.
send it.
Right.
And I
Right.
was like, can we just email? Because I don't think you understand that it's $80 to send a manuscript that's probably going to get turned down
Mhm.
because you've asked for it, you know?
Yeah.
So, yay for email. And I remember when most agents went, hey, just send us first 3 chapters via email. That would be great. And
Right.
I'm like, yes, finally, it actually works for us down here because postage,
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So is that
Yeah.
better or worse than today?
Um, It's better today than it was, but you've still
Okay.
got the amount of gatekeeping. You've still got to time it. Like, you don't want to be landing on someone's desk when they haven't had their coffee. There's still
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
going on, or you can just say screw it all and do it yourself, which you can do now, which you could not do before. There wasn't
Right.
the technology there.
Did you come close to getting an agent? Did you ever get one? I don't know if I'm
I did
asking.
have an agent briefly. We did not see eye to eye.
Hmm.
So I got out of that relationship, but I had a publisher, which was fine, because when
Yeah.
you've got a publisher, it comes with all the toys that you need, the editor and all the rest of it. And then when they folded, I went, you know what? I ain't doing this anymore. This is my work. I'm going to do it
Yeah.
my way. And
Yeah.
then I'm responsible. If it falls flat, well, that's my fault. And
Even
I
then,
much
the
prefer it.
marketing side doesn't always belong to you. Again, I'll just use me and YouTube as an example. YouTube will
Yeah,
step on the air hose the instant it wants to, and it doesn't let things thrive. Like my show has boomed,
yep,
it's busted. It's boomed, it's busted,
yep,
and that is very little to do with me because we know everybody knows what I do,
true.
right? Like
Yes,
that's
yep.
that's figured out. And so
Everybody knows. Yep.
if it's doing that, I'll post those little short videos, and
Yep.
I'm always told how I'm doing it wrong and everything. I'm like, okay, great, whatever. I can do it some other way, but that doesn't work either.
No, no, it doesn't. And it's frustrating, isn't it?
It is. It is really
Because we
frustrating.
know,
Yeah.
we know what our work is, and we
Right.
know what level it's at, and to be blocked just because
Yeah.
YouTube feels like it, because Amazon feels like it, because Amazon likes to punish people who aren't releasing constantly.
Right.
And if you're writing crime, you cannot be releasing a book constantly. It's just not possible.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
too brain heavy for starters. Got too much
Yeah.
going on. But
That's so true. Yeah. No, go ahead. Please continue.
so I've got to the point where, you know what, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I want to do. And if they don't like it, well, they can stick it, because it's more
Yeah.
fun for me. And now I've got
Yeah.
all my books here in New Zealand under my desk. Under my desk are boxes of books, so I can sell via my website to Kiwis, which
Nice.
is going to work a lot better, I think, for New Zealanders. But then again, it is quite costly bringing them in.
Mm.
Shipping, when you're shipping books, even just from Melbourne, it
Yeah.
was like, what did I pay? $160 to have 14
Do you need to
books.
become a printer as well? Like your own? Do you need to become a publishing house and just print your own things there local?
That would be fun. I have had stuff printed in New Zealand in the past. When we had the bookshop, I printed all my stuff here.
Right.
But you need a certain amount, and you can't. And it's become too expensive to print in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mm-hmm.
too expensive. It got cheaper. I used to get some good deals, but now it's more expensive, and you end up with boxes and boxes of books. And to be honest, I just want what I know I can sell,
Yeah.
and I'll bring them in when I need them. And printing through draft to digital in Melbourne, they do a beautiful job. The books are absolutely stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And I can bring them in from Amazon as well if I need to, which is cheaper shipping from Amazon
Yeah.
in Sydney. Cheaper shipping. I don't know how they do that. It's like magic. But the quality is good. So, no.
What could Amazon do to be a better business partner? And I'm not saying to everybody. Like, look, you're a proven commodity, right? You have an audience. You've
Yep.
published 24 books, something like that. I mean, a lot.
Christ. A lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot.
a lot, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And so, what could they do to help you, or at least how about let's start with not harm you, and then yeah, what could they do to simply be helpful and help themselves? This is the thing, and we're on X right now, streaming live on X. If X was going to be this great platform, they could break acts, they could break Pete. Like there's a lot of people watching on X live right now, and hey everybody, I see you guys. It's great, right? But
Yep.
this has all been my work, my effort on the platform to scratch out the existence that I have there, and I still don't qualify to get paid, right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
X could figure out how to like amplify, you know, and I've offered these
That would be
suggestions. Yeah,
good.
matter of fact, you and I were in a thread a long time ago, and I was talking like, here are things that they should do. What can Amazon do to be less harmful, and then follow up with to be more helpful?
Well, first, it would be nice if they could actually put books in the right order. Um, and it would
That's
be,
true.
yeah, I mean, that's helpful, right?
Yeah.
Because they do this whole bundling thing now, but half the time it's not working. It doesn't
Mm,
work. And it depends on where you live, whether it works or it doesn't. There's a lot they could do better. They could have
mhm.
a color press in Sydney. They've got black and white. If they had color, that would be better because color stuff still has to come from the States. And not all of us want to be bringing stuff in from America because it's expensive.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
shipping's bad enough from Aussie, but if I've got to get it from States, and I did recently, and I can't remember why. It was two
Yeah.
books, and I had to have them printed in the States. I can't remember why, but there was
It was
something color,
expensive though,
some
huh?
yeah, and yeah, it was to have them shipped to me was ridiculous, and I'm like, well, I can't pass that on to people because it's too much. So they need to find a
Right.
way of printing color in Australia would be helpful. I mean, I would normally say, could you please make it so that when you say I can order author copies, that I can actually bloody order them and I'm not going to be told they can't ship to a dry zone. Could someone in Amazon just know where New Zealand is? That would be great. Thanks. Yeah.
Right. This is not a big request.
No,
Yeah.
we're an
Yeah.
actual country and we're not part of Australia. We'll never
Right.
be part of Australia. That's just the way it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
We're not the
Yeah.
other island at the bottom. Yeah. It
Yeah.
it's weird because sometimes it works really, really well and other times it doesn't. But in the last sort of 10 years, it's been more off than on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that we're talking about this because this stuff is frustrating, and I'm gonna add one more frustrating thing, but then we're gonna move off of that. But everybody should be checking out down below. These books are awesome. Kat writes great stuff. So there's the Byte series, and then the Veronica Tracey Spy PI series. Okay, so you guys
Yep.
definitely whatever dig in, get them on Kindle, probably the best way. But obviously, get real books. But shipping's expensive. All right. So
Yeah.
one of the things that YouTube does is they talk to me all the time with their robot. You did a great job. Confetti. And I'm like,
Fireworks? You get fireworks?
yeah. I'm like, hey, fuck you, YouTube. I mean, like, that's the most banal, paper thin nothingness that you could do, right? Like, and I'm talking
Yep.
directly to you, YouTube. Stop with the platitudes and just get serious about, hey, we see what you're doing. We think we could help. Or, hey,
Oh,
we
that would be
see what you're
great.
doing. We'll get out of your way. I love when Facebook sends me a little notification and they're like, hey, your content's high quality. We're going to let more people see it. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
yay. Yeah, I know. Why are you blocking people from seeing it to start with?
Right. Yeah.
And that's what
And
they
we're not
do.
talking political stuff. We're just talking just regular good
No,
stuff. And
no.
and they do that kind of thing all the time. And so tomorrow I've been invited by YouTube to go to this class on how to use whatever subscriptions or something like that. Yeah, they haven't earned. Here's the God's. Here's everybody. Listen, when you create something and you're on your own, you have freedom, right? And so part of me is like, yeah, I should invest my time in going to this thing.
Mm.
The other thing is I know what YouTube's going to do. They're going to give me platitudinal bullshit, and so I'm
Yep.
not going to waste my time on them telling me how I'm doing it wrong or the new thing I have to do. Just get the fuck out of the way. How about give me someone with the phone number I can talk to, right? But
Oh,
so
yeah.
I doubt that I'll go. They haven't earned Kat, they haven't earned an hour half of my time, let alone the 4 hours it's gonna be to go
Yep.
through all of their slideshow shit. Like,
I know.
that's where I'm
Facebook.
at.
Yep, Facebook does the same. And I'm like, I don't have the energy for this because what you're going
Yeah,
to do next is stop people seeing it anyway because you never let everyone see it. Even if you're running an ad and you could reach this number, just look at the bottom number because you ain't going to reach the top one. Not ever. Doesn't
right.
matter how much you put in or how long it is.
The
It's
words of experience right there. I buy an ad,
so frustrating.
172,000 people are gonna see this thing. You mean
Excellent.
14,000.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it works. It's like if you're lucky, otherwise you may not break 1,000,
Yeah,
and
and the
then they'll
ROI is
say,
not even a tenth of a percent. I mean, I've bought ads. I've tried. I've grown a little bit from ads, but it's not
Yeah, I have
reliable.
too. No,
Yeah,
it's not reliable, and you can't tell how it's gonna go or what they're gonna let through. What
that's
appeals
so
to
true.
Facebook today? We don't know.
We
And you
don't
follow
know.
all their guidelines and you still it goes nowhere and you're like, "Well, I'm not throwing money at you to have nothing happen." It's
On
just
YouTube, if an ad comes up on YouTube when I'm watching something and I haven't pushed any button and I'm like, "Oh, they just paid for my ad that ad to come through, not my ad, any ad." And I'm like, "I didn't even touch a screen and the ad came up." And I don't mean like a mid-roll. I mean the kind that you're supposed to go like that and tap it and then the ad comes up. And so someone, I would say constantly throughout the month, someone's ad is forced in when I haven't touched the phone at all near the ad, and so they paid
yep.
for that. And so I think about that, and so here's how, and I swear we're gonna quit bitching in a second here. So YouTube will say, "Hey, how about $1,000 of free ad buy? Matter of fact, you put in 250, we'll still give you the 1,000." They can't sell me an ad, and instead of going,
Yep.
"Hey, Pete, what's up? You've bought ads before and you stop. What's going on?" And every now and then they'll talk to me like that, and I'll say, "There's no ROI. You guys are insulting. Well, if you guys just got out of the way, then I'd love to buy ads. I would love to know that, yes, you're going to actually give me 172,000 hits for this $500, whatever it's going to
Yep.
be." But they
But you're
they
not.
don't. They don't. They never
No.
do. And then they change the rules. They're like, "Hey, all these people you picked up, let's just get rid of all these people." And you're like, "You just cut all these people out of my." Maybe they were robots, maybe, but that's
But not all of
anyhow.
them. Mm,
Yeah, not all of them. Right, 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 right. So,
yeah.
um, so all that said, right? So these are the hard days. This is the cactus that you have to pick up and move, and you're like, this cactus hurts my hands.
Yeah.
On the other side, you get to do what the fuck you want to do, and so
That's
do I.
true. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and that's everything. It really is. Because if I'm having a
Mhm.
shit day, well, it's probably because I've done something. To be honest. Or if I'm not getting where I need to get when I'm writing, it's it's on me. It's on me. It's my
Yeah.
brain. It's my brain going, why don't you just go and vacuum?
Hmm.
Reminding me I've got other things to do. But usually, like last year, for example, I have had the shittest 8 months. Like dad had an accident and since July 7th it's just been fucking shit. Trying to
Hmm.
get him into the right place and blah blah blah. And now it's fine. Yeah, well, he's not fine. He's on a very fast decline, but he's safe. So while I was going through all that, trying to get everything sorted for dad and you know his house, the whole nine, because I'm the only one who can do it. So I've been doing it. So
Wow.
while I was doing all that, dealing with all that, I wrote another book because because of course I did. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. It just started, and I went, oh, I know what this is. Because when Mum died,
Yeah.
I wrote 2 books that year. It's my
Mm.
brain going, let's think about this. Let's write
Hmm.
this. So you're not spending too much time in your head thinking about what's coming next.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
escapism. It's great. I appreciate it. But at the end of the year, you're just completely wiped out because you've put so much into everything.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, so what'll I do next? Here comes another book.
That's what I do. Here
Yeah,
comes another
that's what I
episode.
do. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
what you do, and it gets you through because
Right.
that's the thing that you enjoy the most. It's the thing you're doing
Yeah.
for you, and it's
Yeah.
quite selfish, I guess, especially for an author.
Right.
But it's joy, even if the scenes are hard and it's really tangled, and you're like, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's
Right.
fun. It's good. It's mine. No one can take it off me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I'm not going to speak for you, but because this road has been so hard, look, 10 years, 2,000 plus episodes, all that, like that's all great
Yep.
bona fides and it allows me to book people. And my show has a lot of value. But because the money hasn't flowed in, because an agent hasn't knocked on my door, I've
Mm,
had to learn to deal with a whole different kind of revenue model, which is limited revenue and taking opportunities from whatever. And I'll be damned. Opportunities come in. Would I like to make more money? Yes. Will I do almost anything? Like I don't have to move couches anymore like the old days, but I would if I needed $100 and you had $100, I'd move this couch. Guess what? I'm gonna move that couch. I'm not above
Yep.
that kind of work. But because I've learned to pare down and find value, I know what's valuable about what I do. I know how to give you value. I know how to give value to the audience,
Yeah.
and money comes in from that. It's not that there's no money that comes in, and in the world of podcasting, at least, I'm way up there on Podcast Mountain. The success that I've
Yeah.
had, I make some
Yeah.
money, and and it's not. I've had a lot of people watch, and I've had no people watch. I used to publish on podcast channels. I don't anymore because that audience doesn't move towards me, and so I spend my time and effort and money trying to talk to them, but they don't talk. So turn it off.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
I have pruned, and a lot of those cuts weep still, and I still like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I can't. Right. And so this is what I get to do, and what I get to do, it's marvelous. It's marvelous.
Exactly. It is. And I use your podcasts when I'm teaching.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I do. I really do. When I'm talking research, I go, this is what you need to go listen to. This is how you can find the information you want. And if you can't find it, ask Pete. He'll know.
Oh wow.
But
yeah.
In the workbook that I designed for my students, it's got a list of podcasts that I think will
Nice.
help them, regardless of what genre, it's mostly crime, they're doing. And you're right there in that.
I love
And
it.
I push
love
it in the class. I push it and go, look, these are the people you need to listen to if this is what you're serious about writing.
Right. Wow.
And they do, which is really cool.
It
Some
is really
people-
cool. I love
Kiwis popping up. Usually I hear about it in class and go, oh, I went and listened to this. And I'm like, brilliant. See,
Yeah.
listen
Yeah.
to it with a pen and paper because you're going to want to take notes.
Yeah, it's that's a remarkable thing. I didn't know that. And maybe you told me something, but I certainly didn't day to day know that. And it's amazing. Again, this is where the value is, right? And so I've created
Yep.
something that's a resource for authors. And this is a home for authors. Any author wants to come on here.
It
I mean,
is.
look,
Yep.
if you're a brand new author, I can't help you very much. But if I let you come on the show, then here's what you need to do, right? And this thing.
Yep.
So here's
Yep.
my anybody's going to write a book. It's your first book. Come on the Break It Down show. Have a couple $100 to buy an ad. As much as that is bashed ads, you need air, and air is going to be any kind of spinning of that show.
Yep.
So bring a couple $100. I'm not going to make any money on it, and then we'll put it out there. More people will see that. The other thing is get every single person to share that show.
And that
Because
is where
that-
it's hard. How hard
Yeah.
is that though? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like getting people
Yeah.
to write a fucking review. They tell
Yeah.
you, they read the book, they love it. I get emails and I'm like, could you take 2 seconds and write a fucking review and put it on Amazon? Because without reviews on Amazon, you go fucking nowhere, and it ticks me off. And it's probably
Yeah.
the thing that pisses me off the most, because it is extremely hard to get people who love your work
Yeah.
to tell the world that they love your work. And it is the same in any field. I know that. And it's frustrating. It's like,
It is.
why can't people do it? And it's not, you don't even have to go into detail. You don't have to say, 2 paragraphs about how wonderful
Yeah.
it was. Just, I loved it, will do. 5 stars and I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
And I sound
There
like
is-
a very ungrateful author, but
No,
we
but
work
you,
so damn hard.
this is what the audience needs to understand is we understand where the help needs to be. Like, if you want to help Pete, down below is the link for PayPal. Go to breakitdownshow.com and buy up things through the Amazon link. That's nothing, but okay, do that. Or just go to the PayPal link and go, here, Pete, there's $5 a month. That money, and there's money in there all the time. Right now, I could reap out a bunch of money and buy an airline ticket to go do a show on the road somewhere. Like, it really is a great way to support me, and it goes directly to me. I mean, look, there's a fee for
There's a
processing
fee,
a credit
yeah.
card. Yeah, but I mean that's like 10 cents, and that's fair because that's what it costs them money. So that's fine. But but that's it. Like, a review is valuable. Buying I always say this, Kat. Buy two, buddy reading. Gifts make great
It's great.
books. Like,
Yep.
or
Buy
books make
two.
great books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you're doing something for the author. You're doing something for your friend. Even if they don't read it, you've done something nice for them. Who doesn't want to get a book?
Yeah. I know. Who doesn't? I love books. See what I did not so long ago. I was getting a bit pissed off with, the guys that hit on everyone on social
Right.
media, right? And I was on Blue Sky, and this fuckwit just constantly on my thing, carrying on. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care whether you find me attractive or not. I don't give a shit. And so
Right.
I got pissed off, and I just wrote it. It said, "Look, if you're gonna blah 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 on every post I make, buy a fucking book." And I put a link in to. I did put a link in, and what I got out of that was selling the entire Veronica Tracey series to one person. I'm not knocking that. That was brilliant. That was cash.
Yeah.
And it turns out that she taught one of my girls at college, and she messaged me and she went, "I think you're C's mum." I'm like, "Yes, I am." It was absolutely hilarious. She bought the first 4 straight out, read them, came back from holiday and said, "I need the next 2."
Right.
Brilliant. I mean,
Yeah.
and it was just one of those things where I was annoyed with someone, so I put that out, and she goes, I'm not a guy hitting on you, but I really want to buy your books." You don't know who you're going to reach. You don't know.
Yeah. And this is the sweet stuff when someone reaches out and is like, hey, like all the time, and you won't be surprised to hear this, I'll get emerging counterintelligence agents saying, oh my God, this channel's great. You're honest about the job. You talk about what we do. Thank you so much. I now I've been desperate to try to learn about this job, and no one will tell me. Here you are, host, and that's what we do, right? Like we find these things and people find our content, and it's wonderful, and that part, I'll take that. That is not, it's not money, but it's valuable.
Yes. And in my case, it was money, but it is valuable because it's it's one more person that wouldn't have known what you do, who now does. And then they'll tell someone, we hope,
Yeah. Everybody
and it's still
has
word of mouth.
It's still word of mouth, and word of mouth is the best way, and it's one of the ways we've built up enough word of mouth that we can say this machine works, right? We're all creators at heart. Everybody loved doing arts and crafts when you were kids and all that kind of thing. And so when we think about that, for whatever reason, we get really like I have a friend who talks about his money all the time. I have money. I'm like, well, then give me some.
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is.
That, I cannot pry $5 out of that guy, right? And I don't care. Look, I don't care, and he doesn't have to do that.
But it's fun trying.
Yeah, well, no, it's fun, and I like to lean on it because this person will also say, I'm unhappy, and I'm like, yeah, no shit, you're unhappy. Like you are, you have all this money. You're not Scrooge. He's not Scrooge McDuck, right? And but he can't find the things that makes him happy. And he's like, look at you, you're so happy, but you don't have any money. And I'm like, because money's not the only thing in life. I have some money. I have enough. I get to do a lot of great things, but I'm not.
You've got enough. It's okay.
Stuff. Right. Yeah. And it's never enough, but it's enough. Right. And so we've, at least on my side, I get to do amazing things in addition to that. And quite often to pay for by somebody else. Right. So, yeah.
It's cool. It's a great thing that we get to do. We're very lucky that we do get to do them. And as long as you can pay the bills, you can pay the bills. It's I've never been a particularly money focused person. My thing has always been, I am not in debt, and I am not in debt, and I'm make damn sure I'm never in debt. If I'm not in debt, I can pay my bills, I can feed my kids. Everything else is icing. It's the way it is.
And it's part of that freedom, that discipline to have freedom.
Yeah. And at the moment, it's really good because I work weekends and I get to write all week and I work all weekend. And that helps me write all week. You do what you need to do. And if you're lucky, a really good opportunity comes your way. And it did. And I'm like really enjoying weekends. But I'm home all week. So I'm home all week with my cats and my youngest daughter and writing. You can
Yeah.
get a lot done if you don't have to worry about paying your bills.
Well, you could say that again. I mean, it's
Mm,
if you can live within your means, you
yes,
really can live very well, right? If
you
you can,
can.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and I think that's a skill that a lot of people lack. I don't
Yeah.
think
Sure.
they know how to live within their means without creating some sort of horrendous budget, which terrifies people because people are hopeless with budgets.
Right. Same. I know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but you know how much you've got, you know how much you
I
need to
do.
get through the week. That's all you need to know in your brain. Your brain will do the
Yeah.
rest. If you've got $5 left at the end, great. You've got $5 left at the end, bank
Right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's,
realized that when I leave the house, I spend money, and so it's not that I don't leave the
don't leave the
house.
house.
It's right, but I don't leave the house, and when I stay at home, I'm like, "I'm going to work," and then I work until my brain's like, "Hey, start shutting down for a while, take a nap, do something else, whatever," and so I'll
Yeah,
do
go
that,
for a walk.
and
Mm,
right, and then my craving to go spend money, dropped substantially, so I don't bleed money like I used to, you know?
yeah,
I don't have it, but I can always borrow more money, right, and get more debt, but,
yeah,
you're right, like, that part of it, I mean, that's part of the artist's responsibility, right? Like, how do I manage the money I have? How do I find another $1,000 when I need it, right? And if
yeah,
I need $1,000, believe me, I can go get it. I can go find it. I can get somebody to give it to me, whatever it is. It's got to be a good reason, and I don't abuse that. But I have people that like, yeah, so and maybe this will resonate with you and everybody listening. If you're in the trying to be in the creative space, this is really big. When your friends, like my friend, has a lot of money and is unhappy, right? I
yeah,
have a lot of friends like that. And so a lot of people are like, "Oh, is he talking about me?" Probably, probably, yeah.
yeah.
But
All of you at once.
yeah, one of my friends said, "I see what you're doing. We all see what you're doing, and it's remarkable. Don't ever quit, because we all want to be you." And I'm like, "Oh shit, there's a bigger responsibility here. I really have
Yeah,
gotten over the hump. I can't feel it because it's heavy, right? And it gets heavy all the time, but I
mm,
have gotten over the hump. I have done this thing. I can do
yeah,
this. And if I chose to trade some more of my time for some more money, I could. But I'm very particular about what I take on. I get to take on wonderful things because of that. I'm very picky. But all of that,
yeah,
I've learned how valuable my time is and what I owe my friends. And so when I go back to them and I'm like, hey, things are tight this month. Could I get a little bit? And I haven't had to do that for quite a while. But if I needed to, I could. And they wouldn't want that money back.
no. But that's the thing about it. I have my best friend, and I have a code. We have a code. If I text her this particular word, she will put money in my account.
Right.
If I put it in caps, she doubles it. I've never used it, but it's there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes all you need to do is know it's there, and you can get through anything because you know it's there.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Says the person who just sold a house for over $1 million. But hey, yeah, my dad's house. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just made him a millionaire. But
Job. Well, he's gonna need
he
it.
doesn't know. He doesn't know. I
Right.
told him
Right.
yesterday. He doesn't know. He's got no memory.
Yeah. We have that, and, the person, I'll say knows, but not in the way that we all understand. She realizes and realizes and realizes over and over again and gets mad about it every single time.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's just like, yeah, and there's no set of words that will fix that. And so you just have to absorb it every time, right? It's awful.
Yep. You just go through it, and then next week it'll be something else. I think
Yeah.
I think names have gone now
Mm,
because Dad didn't use Bree's name, and he just lights up when he sees her, but he's always used her name, and that didn't happen. And we
yeah.
both noticed it, and I went,
Yeah.
okay, he's lost more. And this is all from a head injury.
Ugh,
A head
yeah.
injury. Yeah.
Tragic.
And
Yeah.
constant brain bleeds after the injury. And that's why it's been so damn sudden. It's just down.
Yeah.
My 6'4" father, who had pretty good shoulders and everything and was physical, at 89,
Mhm.
physical, still doing stuff, chopping wood and
Right.
everything, is now lighter than I am and so frail.
Yeah.
And it's instant, you know?
Yeah.
Before July
And
7th, he was my dad. After July 7th, he wasn't.
right. He's your responsibility, right? It's
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah. But as I
it's
said to him,
crazy. Yeah.
it is. We're full circle. I threatened to send
Mhm.
him to his room yesterday. He was like,
Well, there's a lot of damage in this work, and it's harmful to us, the people who do the caretaking, and it's not my responsibility, but my responsibility is the person that I love, and so we do this together because we both understand more and more, like all the different kinds of guilt that you never. It's not just grief. Grief almost is like easy,
yeah,
but you
yeah,
feel like crap. I'll look at this person, and I'll think, this is my initial like animal brain. It's like I'll look at this person like they're subhuman because of the way they're behaving, and then I have to slow down because it's not going away. And I sit there and I deal with it. And then my real brain, my adult brain comes in. It's like, yeah, of course you are mad at this person because they're acting insane, but that's the
yeah,
disease. And you still have to do it. And so you just reason your way through it. Meanwhile, you feel horrible for all the things
yeah,
you think, all the things you want to do, all the things,
yeah, yeah.
see.
It is. It's kind of the inevitable cruelty of life when you have a parent, yeah, because sooner or later everyone gets there. Some
Hmm.
some have the joy of just checking out straight away. Some
Yeah.
get a brain injury like my father, and it's a very slow, well, not very slow, in fact, it's been very fast, but
Yeah.
it's, and he says things every now and then, like, because we had put our dog down on November 1st, and that, Jesus, that was a doozy of a day. And
Yeah.
I told dad, and dad said, I would like some of that medicine. And I'm like, if you had said that, if we had put that as part of your care plan, which we did in May, and this happened in July, if you'd said
Yeah.
then, we could have put it in the care plan. But
Yeah.
now he just has to suffer, really, because
And
there's no other way
you do
through.
too.
And yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just watch
At,
him
at,
slowly
at
disappear.
great expense. you know, and and,
Yeah,
and
not
so
cheap, not cheap.
it's not easy. It's like the hardest thing ever, uh,
Yeah,
to watch people care for your parent, and if they're caring for them well, that obviously is one thing. If you have to always find a new facility and everything else, nothing
yeah,
there. Here's the In a world of no answers, you have to
mm,
walk through and just go, all
yeah,
right, I just have to endure this.
yep. So I had to move him from Blenheim to Wellington
Uh-huh.
because I needed him near me, and I
Yeah,
needed
of
him
course.
in a facility that was the best facility for his
Right.
particular brain damage.
Sure.
And I
Yeah.
found it, but it's not as close to me as I would like, but it's the only one, it's
Oh,
the only
yeah.
fucking one.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
train and a bus and then a long walks to get there and the same. But Brie and I go together and we enjoy it. We enjoy the whole thing.
That's
We're gonna
good.
go see him, see how he
That's good.
is, spend an hour with
Yeah.
him, having a chat, walk out the door. He's forgotten I've been. That's fine. We know, and I think it's gotten to the point where we know we're there, even if he can't remember it. And when my son came home from the UK to see him,
Yeah.
I said to him, "We know we were there. I've got a photo of you and your grandy."
Yeah. Yeah.
He won't
A,
remember, and he doesn't.
a lot of this is for us. A
Yeah,
lot of this is for
absolutely,
us.
it is for us. Yeah,
Yeah. And if not me, but if you decide that it's enough and that's too much and you're going to let them reside in that place, that's fine. Because this, like, we have lives, we have our own
mm,
lives, our own savings, our
yeah,
own our own our own things that we have to tend to. And it's easy to cut into the bone trying to do something for them when really
yeah.
you have to keep track of who you are. I'm not saying be cruel, I'm not saying, but you
Oh
have to
no,
look
yeah,
at your whole thing. It's not easy.
yes,
And to realize it's easy to judge someone who's never been through it. And then when you do go
yes.
through it, you're like, "Ooh, I can't
Mhm.
judge you."
Yes, just recently, a couple of people thought they'd have a go judging me. They don't know
Yeah,
fucking shit. They don't know what medical condition dad has. They
yeah,
know fucking nothing, and they came
right.
at me. And
Yeah,
to them, I'd like to say, get fucked. because
All right, let's talk about happier stuff. We talked about the
happier
evils of
stuff sounds good
YouTube
to
and
me.
Amazon, and now we have
Oh
old
yeah,
people.
we've talked about some shit.
Yeah, but that's all right though. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of one of these sessions like this. The work you do is awesome. I always enjoy when I get a chance to read your stuff. It's great. Are you still getting better at writing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the more you write, the better you get. Always.
Okay.
It's like painting. If you stop painting at age whatever, that's where you're going to pick it up again. You
Mhm.
haven't progressed because you stopped. And I think writing's the same. You keep doing it, and every now and then I still go, oh shit, I can't remember how to write that. Like what? But I think you just write so much. Well, I write so much that it's second nature, and then sometimes I will second guess. And I honestly know that my brain can do it. I don't need to start second guessing myself or inventing
Yeah.
reasons to, stop, which I think is some
Right.
of that, to be honest. But
So a little of that development is elegance in your effort. It's not seen on the page, maybe, but it's in your ability to perform the art of writing. Is that right?
yeah, I think so. Because I don't take time off. I took 2 days off when
That's
I finished the
obvious.
first draft. Yeah,
Yeah.
finished the first draft of Echo Mike Papa. Guess what that one's about? Um, but just after my birthday, and I had a couple of days. In fact, I wrote a blog about what happens to my brain when I finish a body of work like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I discovered that it happens to a lot of us. So it's a real thing. I call it writer's trench coat syndrome. And when you've done something like that, you've written a novel, you're looking at 100,000 words. It's a first draft, but you did it beginning to end. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you give yourself a little bit of downtime. You've got about 72 hours. I think it kicks in about 48 hours because you're quite happy until then. And then all of a sudden it hits. And I think maybe it's exhaustion,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also all of a sudden you don't know what to do with your brain because it has done this thing and there's a hole. And you're like, it's quite a dark place to go to. You get quite not sad, it's not depression, it's just what do I do now? And
Okay.
your brain scrambles to try and fill that gap. Like, what are you going to do? Because you can't open that file. You know you can't, and you shouldn't. It needs to sit.
Right.
So you get all this weirdness going on in your head,
Yeah.
and then
Interesting.
eventually it comes right.
How long did it take for you to discover this and be able to explain it how you explained? Because that already is like beyond advanced hunk of knowledge you've just provided us. I mean,
I've
that's
always
remarkable.
known it, but I didn't
Okay.
know how to describe it. And when
Okay.
I went, okay, this is kind of like you've got a trench coat on and you're protected from everything. You're wearing this writer's trench coat, right? And you're quite protected. You're in your little cocoon. You're writing, writing, writing. But when you take that off, you're finished. You take it off. There's nothing.
Mm.
And it sounds quite bleak, but there's nothing. Your brain has been firing all day, all night, because even your subconscious is working on it. And then all of a sudden, you're trying to tell it that you're done. Man, it does some weird shit, I tell you. So it's only been the last
Uh,
sort of couple of years that I started thinking of it as an actual thing.
mm.
This is the thing, and it happens to a lot of creative people. I'm not going to say every writer, but quite a few that I know end up like this. And it's like, it's really tempting to just go straight into writing something else so you can avoid that. But I
Yeah.
don't think that's particularly good for us. I think part of acknowledging that you've just done this big thing is sitting with it for a bit and going, okay, that was really cool. And
Yeah.
acknowledging to yourself that what you just did, what you completed, was in fact hard work and really cool. And
It
it
seems
is.
almost
We don't
ridiculous to
celebrate
say, but of
enough.
course, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't celebrate finishing something enough.
Yeah.
We're far too humble all the time, and we don't. And we should be going, this is really cool. Let's have a couple of tequilas and some, and just let that end be an end
Yeah.
for a little
Yeah.
bit. And then you can go back.
Yeah.
Then you can open the file. Then you can start moving stuff around and cleaning up your mess. You too. I think we all need to accept that when you've done something big, you're allowed to be happy about it. You're
Yeah.
allowed to just leave it and announce it. And I teach my students that. I'm really big on teaching them to embrace every milestone. So you finish a chapter, that's brilliant. Go for a walk. Do something. Do something that you enjoy that's not
Right.
writing, so that you've got some reward from the situation. Because otherwise, if you don't pull your head out and you're writing constantly for 6 months and you get to
Yeah.
the end, your writer's trench coat is going to be really hard to get off.
Right. Yeah. 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 No, that's great. There's a lot of things that get between us and writing. I know for me, just finishing something, it proves to be pretty hard. Partly because I'm like, what am I doing? Because it's a hobby for me, right? I've got to
Yep.
go do
Yep.
something else, and I'm like, I've got to put this thing down. As much as I love writing it, but sometimes I get overwhelmed by where
Yeah.
I'm at, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do next? Like I was going to write that PI story for that thing, and I was like, I
Yeah.
don't have time for this. It was started out really good. I'm super excited. I think about it all the time, but I can't justify the hours it's going to take to make that thing into what it needs to
Yeah.
be. Is that fear? Maybe a little bit, but I've got a lot of other got a lot of other things that require
Yeah.
me to focus, and I don't have the luxury of that much time on that hobby. But maybe I'm avoiding it. I don't know.
I think you could be.
Yeah,
But I think
yeah,
also you put a lot of pressure on yourself. So that's probably
yeah,
part of it. And you
yeah. There's
don't
a
want to
lot of
do it
pressure.
unless you can do it really well, which is the thing,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, and also I'm trying to found a film industry in my hometown. I'm trying to make
Oh,
a
wow.
movie. Yeah, so I mean,
Oh,
there's a
wow.
lot of other things that demand my attention, and
Yeah.
if I have free time, and I do I dare not give that project the time, and that's kind of where I struggle. So it's more like for me, almost like a meditation. Like let me not think about all that stuff, and let me just write about baseball or whatever it is. And I'm
Yeah.
good at getting distracted, but yeah, it's I don't get paid to write things, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I don't know that I should. I like it, but I struggle with it. And so there's enough noise in there that I don't know why I don't finish things a lot of times when I start them. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that. Okay. And
Yeah.
I also think that even though you don't have time, you are actually allowed. And maybe you don't give
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
permission. You are allowed
Well,
to do something just for fun. Just
I could
for
do a
funsies.
few fewer shows a week too and find some more time, you know? But
For funsies. Do it for fun because it
yeah.
brings you joy. That is
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're allowed to. It's
Yeah.
you're
And that
actually
said,
allowed to have fun.
I've probably written 50 pieces the last 10 years or something. Like I've written a lot of article length things, right? So
Yep.
I do write, but
Mm,
you know, I'm not
I've
a
even read some
woodsman,
of them.
right? Oh, have you? Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. But yeah, the anthology, Margot sent us all
Yeah.
paperbacks, which was really cool. And I
Nice.
was going to show you, but I left mine at work.
Ah, well, I'll
And
be in for the next one. I'll get this thing done.
yeah, it was really fun. And I'm reading it, and I've already
Yeah.
read it. I've got the Kindle version, but
You know,
it's different. It's fun.
yeah. Well, and anthologies are fun, and I used to read them quite often. Certain ones like adventure and sports, that kind of thing. But I do enjoy a good anthology. I like them more in physical book form than electronic. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a lot of fun. So I'm going to pitch you on something, and if you're
Yep.
interested, I don't know what we'll do about it, but I would be willing to put some effort into this. I think we've talked about this in the past. I've certainly talked about it to other authors somewhat recently. No one is writing for the Stephen J. Cannell franchise. It's just sitting there. You
You
would
know,
be
I'm a big
perfect for
fan of
that.
Stephen
I
Chicken.
know, I know. I'm wondering if, like, if I can, and it's possible to do this. I wonder if I can find whoever sits at the estate and say, "Why don't we cause a ruckus and make some more
Yeah,
stuff?" You know?
yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah. His stuff
I
was so
mean,
cool. It's Southern California, it's cops, bad cops, all that kind of thing. And
he,
it deserves to have all these other dead authors can have a voice. Why not Stephen J.
yeah,
Cannell?
exactly. He did Greatest American Hero, yes.
I think so. Yeah, he did a bunch of stuff. Did he do Fall Guy?
21 Jump Street.
Started
Was it 21 Jump Street as well?
maybe. Yeah, that seems like
The
him.
original
There's
series?
like Belisario, him, and somebody else were all kind of in that same genre,
Mm.
and they were great. But yeah, it's
Hill
you know,
Street Blues, is that him?
boy,
Hill Street Blues.
maybe that's New York City's. I would say
Yeah.
no, but that's probably like Belisario or something like that. But he
Oh,
did the
yeah, could
A.
be, could be.
Yeah, he did the A Team.
Oh,
What
that's
else did he
right, of
do?
course, the A
But there were
Team.
a lot of
People love that.
stories like the A Team, right? Like I don't know. I don't think he did Magnum. Magnum's kind of the same thing, and there was
Yep.
that Riptide show. But either way, uh, someone should be writing under his name and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
doing the
That how
things.
much fun would that be?
Oh my gosh.
We,
Yeah.
do a new version, like not the A Team, but a modern day
Yeah.
team like that
Yeah.
would be really fun to do with all the tech that there is now. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be super fun.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, it would be fun.
it would be fun. It would be fun. I'm gonna see if I can reach out to those folks and see, and maybe they're doing it already. Maybe I just haven't seen them, but I don't think
Mm.
anyone's writing under his thing. Yeah, it'd be cool. Hey, we've talked for almost an hour, and I haven't let you really ask me any questions. So I'm gonna turn the mic over to you and let you ask me anything you want.
All right. So, what are you working on currently, Pete? What are you doing?
Yeah, I've
Well,
got
this.
I've got a screenplay right now, and I'm on page 89 of 121 on my second read through that I was doing this morning. I did not write this, but it's a project that I'm working on, and it's
Cool.
one of the earliest and also still one of the most famous fights in fighting history. Now, the story was kind of lost, so I'm saying it's famous. As soon as like you read the story, you're like, Jesus Christ, this goddamn story, it's so crazy. And it happened in my hometown. And so my hometown is losing its refinery. It's going to shut down here in a few weeks, and that's a big hit for that little town. And so
Mm.
some of the town's fathers have said, "Help us start a film industry." So I'm doing that as well, and that's all part of this. So this film is like
Cool.
one of the first things that we'll do. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that has occupied a lot of my travel, and a lot of my mind share. Is how do I, these are things like folks like us who do these things. It's way beyond my scope to become a film executive, but also I know how to do complicated things that I don't know how to do now. And so here
Yeah.
we are.
Always learning. Always
Yeah,
learning.
exactly. And I know a lot of film executives, and I know people who are producers, and so and this is like when people mock my show, like on X, oh, you're a podcaster. And I'm like, if you only knew all
Yeah.
the things, it's
Exactly.
so wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the main thing that I'm doing right now is I'm working on a number of film projects. This one is the one that's the hottest right now and the closest to going forward. But click the dial 2 weeks ahead, and what are the other ones? Because they're all great. I only work with stories that I really believe in, which is wonderful. And
Good.
yeah, I just continue to put energy into them so that they stay alive. And if not me, I don't know who else is going to do that. So I don't mind doing it.
Sounds cool.
It
I
is
will be
cool.
watching. I will be watching to see what happens next.
I
Brilliant.
know.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, yeah. It is brilliant, and we just keep going forward. And projects demand your attention if they're healthy,
Yep.
and at some point they start giving you money. And so as these things ramp up and all the resources start to build, at some point the money follows that. And so we're not quite in the money zone yet, but that's looming and not that far in the future. So yeah, it's crazy.
Even
It's
better.
yeah, even better, and more pressure because then someone else is paying me their money, to
Yeah.
deliver on
Exactly.
something. But
Exactly.
but we know what we're doing though too. As much as I don't know how to do this, I also know what I'm doing, and I have a lot of people that can provide me with counsel, and a lot of people I know have made movies, and so this is all doable, and it's all impossible. You know, it's like every novel's impossible until you learn how to
Yeah,
do it, and
exactly.
then the mountain gets really steep, and then you just go up it if you have that ability. And I
Yeah,
think
you
you do.
just keep going
Yeah.
until you've got it
So
done.
that's it. Anything else before we wrap up? Thanks for hanging out with me. This is so much fun. I'm sorry it took so long to get it done.
It's all right. I know how busy you are. I might have said that a few times. I know how busy you are, Face. I'm kind of always watching in the back.
Well, thank you.
But
I
and
appreciate that.
it
Yeah.
is fun. I love talking with you. You really
Yeah.
you're a good fun person to talk to.
Yeah. Wait till we do some tequila together. You know, if everything
Ah,
happens the way my
yes.
girlfriend wants it to, we'll be traveling in one of the spots she wants to go to, New
New
Zealand. So
Zealand?
there you go.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you'll love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're looking forward to it. All right. Well, everybody, this is Kat Connor. Look, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You go in right here. See the link? Ding, ding, ding.
See that
Or
one?
start
Oh
the
yeah,
Byte
look, it
series.
looks like this. Ah, look how beautiful that cover is.
Yeah. See? And all you got to do is
Made it.
buy these books, buy 2,
Mm.
buddy read, do a book club. And you know what? You know who's going to show up if you ask her? Kat. Kat Connor will sit there and she'll talk to your book club after you guys read the book. So
I will.
help
Yep.
Kat out by doing that, and help yourself by having a great book, whether it's the Byte series or the Veronica Tracey series. You guys will be in good hands. Kat, anything in closing before you wrap it up?
No, just buy my books. Go for it. You won't regret it, probably.
Yeah. No, they really are. They're a radical. You guys will love it. All right. I'll see you all in a few minutes. Actually, we're going to talk baseball. And Kat, I'll say goodbye to you in a sec. Stand by.
Yep.